Well, bonjour, bonsoir, good evening, good night, good morning, whatever it may be. I'm Brighton, Cambridge, and today I'm going to read a little small portion of a long short story out of the New America. That's right, this is my work, you can see there. And now the story is quite long, but I'm going to read just a portion of it, the end part. I think the most meaningful part. This is called The Daegu Collection, Part 1, Silent Night. Before I begin, hold on. Are you ready? Tom, deep in his thoughts, traveled back over 2 years of memories, and he soon saw a young Hispanic woman in full beauty. Sophia, Tom said aloud. He kicked at the gravel and his boots slid into a small crevice he had made in the small rocks. Sophia and Tom had met in Texas and fell quickly into a moment of passion and bliss. Sophia was young, being only 17 years of age, when Tom, a ripe age of 24, deflowered her with gentle love. She had been his senorita, and though they never said the words, they loved each other very much. Tom recalled Sophia's passionate body, her light brown breasts, her flowing black hair that fell to her small shoulders in delicate curls. Could have, Tom mumbled. What Tom had meant was that he could have married her, made her his loving wife. Instead, he chose his destiny over his love. 1 year after Sophia and Tom separated, he had received a phone call from her. She had been crying, and Tom could see her tears, but he could feel nothing. Married, Tom had repeated to Sophia. Well, I suppose a congratulation is in order. Thank you, she replied innocently. Are you married, Tom? No, my love. You know me. No, I don't. You're right. Tom could not imagine why she was calling. Well, anytime you want to catch up on old times, just come on over. Okay, she replied quietly. Sophia and Tom never spoke again. For Tom, her voice was replaced by silence. He peered up into the cooling Daegu night and tried to feel alive again. Tom had hoped to leave his past behind him. Tom's thoughts began to dwarf the massive Pacific Ocean, and he finally considered that no matter how far away Texas was, his past and everything with it would always be nearby. Never seen it, Tom remarked of the ocean. He spoke only to himself and perhaps the memory of Sophia. I might go for Christmas break, a gift to myself. He was mumbling to himself, and it felt good to be free. It was like talking to an old friend one has not seen in a great long while. Tom laughed aloud, and he noticed that the group became quiet with odd stares. He ignored them and said quietly, I'm here for a reason. He kicked at the gravel and smoothed the crevice flat. He turned and made his way back under the tarp with the group. I called for you, Stephen said. Didn't you hear? I suppose not. Too busy thinking. How about we take this party to Mandy's? Ernie asked. The money was gathered and the bill was paid. The night had passed into early morning, about 3 a.m., and the group was the last to leave Familiar. As Tom looked back at the closing cafe, he didn't think it was amiable for them to leave. Something was stirring inside Tom. He knew it would not remain quiet. Are you coming, Tom? William enthused. No, I'm taking a walk. See you guys. The group walked on, and Tom found a vacant side street. He walked for 2 hours when he looked at his watch and clicked a few buttons to show Central Standard Time. The blue light glowed sharp and presented a black tan. The sun would be pure and beautiful, Tom thought, while he walked down a deserted street. Yes, it wouldn't be cursing hot as it gets later in the day. No, Texas would be beautiful and pure. Tom eventually made his way to a convenience store where he purchased a Corona. A real beer, Tom said aloud. The beer was crisp and cold, and it reminded him of a winter night in Texas. Daegu's morning was softly waking. In the shades of a night, a smooth gray began to flow in and around everything. Tom relished in the notion of him drinking a Corona in the early morning hours of South Korea. A long way from Texas, he laughed with antiquity. He poured a little of the beer onto the pavement and said to the life flowing around him, "This is for those that couldn't make it." Tom began to feel the sun rising, and he thought of how he wanted to see his first sunrise in Korea. He found himself down another deserted street. Tom tried to find the loneliness that often crept in, but was in vain, and it could not be found. Farther down the street, Tom came upon a children's park. It was small and abandoned. Tom judged it peaceful and a great place to watch the sun find the day. The sun rose, giving meaning to the sleeping night. Tom sat on a wooden bench beneath a large covering. He thought about the beauty of nature. He also imagined children at play on the lonely playground equipment, and while he drank his beer, he almost could hear their laughter. "Maybe one day," Tom said to Kismet reassuringly. "Why not?" And Tom, young but not quite as young as he used to be, found himself sitting alone at the forefront of a brand new day. Well, thank you for listening. That is just part of a story of many stories in the New America, and I'm Brighton, Cambridge. It's good to have you here. We love your feedback if you have any. Tell me what you think of my writing. Should I give up? Should I keep writing? I don't know. I guess all writers go through that, right? Thanks again. Remember, I'm always watching. Thanks.